Morning. Right, part two. I've done a bit to it since I finished part one yesterday. I just added a bit here and I'm starting to develop these, put a bit of texture on. I'm just going to do some background trees, which I will overlay with some green leaves because I want to put some poppies in here. And I'll work out some of this. I'll show you the picture that I'm working from. It won't be the same. I'll probably put I'll put another silver birch in here or something there just to balance this. It's a bit weighty, or we can put another one here. That's probably what I will do. Well, that's what I'll do now. So I'll just start to put it in. We'll just close because we'll frame that sort of area with the trees. But at the moment, everything is falling off the sides of the picture, so we have to block that. Right. Okay. Let's. I'll start with dark colour. I thought we were going up the wall just to come in, so we'll put one here. And you can make these trees. You usually get, with the silver birch, you get one main sort of trunk going up and lots of thin branches with those lovely little leaves they have. They're beautiful trees. Or something like that. Put it in black. Doesn't matter what colour you put it on, just building up a texture on this so that it will take some dry brushing over. Get fairly thick. Right, okay, that'll do for that. Let's let that dry off a bit. I'll start to add some texture on here. This is quite rough now. Now I'm going to have to raise the board up a little bit because we're stuck. Right, so that I can work down, but my pad is too close to my table now, so I'll just raise it up quite a bit. That should do. Lock it in. I've got a light over the board. It's another dull, rainy day. So now we've got a fairly dark. I could probably do a bit more dark behind there. So I'll get the purpley colour. I'm using these particular colours because they're cool. They stretch the painting back into the distance. So I'll just go over the edges here. I'll bring the. Can you see that all right? Okay. I'm just going to be working in this area in the bottom. So let's just. I'll be putting lots of greeny stuff over this, but I just want to lose the edges of these. The edges are the edges are too stark, too hard, and I don't like that. And that's not good. I'll take that off. Just a little bit too insistent there. Right, nice dark again. I'm making a bit of white with it. got a bit of body. So it's all lost and found, and right, I'll just clean my palette a bit and big roll of tape. Just, I want to bring some light back into that, so we contrast that with the darker background I just put in. Right. I need some light red. Got some burnt sienna. Where's my light red? Oh, light red, here we go. It's light red, it's got light red oxide, it's iron oxide. Just a touch of that in the background. So this is all building up a surface of raised paint edges so that you can drag over it and look. It takes a while to do this. Sorry, that's my mobile on the glass there. Just adding some textures. Just putting light back into the background. Right. Now we'll go and do some foreground. And once we've got the design of this working, then in part 3 we can just do the finishing touches with the leaves and bits and pieces. So I've got my nice dark bit there. I'll add some more dark on that, I think. Red and the shadow. This is about playing light against dark now, from here. shadow. Now I want to bring the board forward off of the actual. I've got some panel pins just banged in there. That's it. I can get to the. Oops, I can get to the bottom of this. That's it. So I can get to the bottom. I'm off the board. That's it. Right now, with one of these big brushes here, at least 1.5 inches by an inch, all splayed, lovely. So we want some nice greens in there. So a bit of black, plenty of yellow. Grasses. There, look, just catching the high spots now, just getting this texture in. It's just a bit of mud. This is a bit of burnt umber and white. I'll put in some purples and all sorts of contrasting textures and colours. So this is made this sort of a path down. Nice dark blue in there. So I've gone over the base of these birches. Right, I'm going to use a little knife now just to see what we can do with the knife. Just to get a variety in don't know that. I'll go over that. See, there comes a point in all these sort of paintings where you put some stuff on and you think, well, you start to lose the painting again. But then you work over it again, a bit more variety, and it all comes back again. Oh, nice darks in here. A great one for using red and black. And having a red gives some potential for contrasting. Like if you want a green to look greener, put it near a red. But it's such a big painting, this. It has its own difficulties. That's a nice sort of red in there. Right, let's get some greens. It all takes time, as you can see. I hope this doesn't go into a fourth demo, because there's a limit to your patience. But you can sit down with a glass of wine, and feet up. Get some nice lighter colours. There's a bit of light coming through there. I'm mixing all sorts of colours on there. A bit of stipple. It's all smoke and mirrors now. It's a shorthand, my shorthand for lots of stuff going on. But it can be quite effective. I don't want to come up too high with this. But there's quite a big area to make look interesting. Alright, okay. I'll put some streaky things in, some twigs and stuff in that. Those brushes. There it is. A little bit of a clean. Poppies. Right, lovely. Rigger. Clean the brush. Right, okay, let's leave that for a minute and start working on the trees and the background. Can you see that? Let's just lower you down a bit. No, that was the bottom there, wasn't it? Right, okay. Right, now a grey, probably a bit of burnt umber, a bit of blue. Oh. Just change some bits of colour in there. Oops. sorry about silence, but it's a case of building up surfaces under this so that I can drag over, so like that, it hits and misses. Let's try the silver brush. I'm sitting down doing this. And as that dries, there's a hair across there. As it dries, I can drag over and start getting some nice effects. But it takes a while to build up that texture to start with. So, and you've got these lovely colours in the birches, darks and very pale bluey greys. That's on the shadow side there, so it's away from the light, so I'm going to put the darks in there. Okay. Right. Now I've got a bit of separation in there. I think I've got just a little bit too thick in there, so we'll just put in some light colour in there. Come on. Obviously a chunk core. Right, that's separated that. That's okay. Let's go back over here now and do some on the tree on the right. I've got another one here, I did. That one. I've just put some varnish on the paper. I don't have to, but varnish does tend to lift out the colours that have dried into the paper or the board. It brings them back to life again. Let's just put a bit of ready stuff in there. Not a lot of black in these trees, they're mostly silver grey, but you get the colour changes where the bark is peeling off. But I can only do it when the paint's dry. But I could have used some texture paste in there, which I probably should have done. Right, there's a bit of detailing in those. Now there's nothing wrong in using reference material. You don't have to do everything off your own. You can use photographs of silver birch trees. Nothing wrong with it at all. It's you can't make it all up. And then we just get some coming up here. But also, we've got some coming across. Sorry if I'm masking. Now what I've done there is I've put two more or less the same, so I'll weight it. You can tell I'm right-handed by the way I tend to take, it's easier going that way than that way. But the branches are generally thin, going off into sort of infinity. They're beautiful things, silver birches. Oops, that's why I love doing them. choose a thinner rigger. I'm using black here. That's not going to show there. Okay, that's we'll have one of the two at the bottom here. Get some grey back into here. Let's try. We're nearly dry on that. So it's gone a little bit over there. No, that's interesting. See, they're all coming on now, all coming to life, slowly. Just hello. I've got my little radio plugged into my ear. Otherwise I'll find myself talking to myself as well as you. Alright, let's come up here. If, when I finish this, I haven't got a frame to put it in, my brother-in-law's got that one. Oh, I'll come down there now. Oh no, just have to put a bit on here, because that is just a little bit thin there. And all the time I'm building up a surface, a thickness. Right, now we'll put some twigs and branches back in there, at the top here. Some, one or two coming down. You need lots of water in with your acrylic. Bits of detail. Just put in some peeling bark. It's still wet, so I'll go over that later. Might need to thicken that one up a little bit. That's a bit spongy, isn't it? But I don't want it to compete with those. Let's get some more on the top here. Right, okay. Well, let's move away from that now. That bit and go back into the background. I'll use another rigger, but I'll go back to the thicker rigger. Because I want to put some nice some of these. Just catching the light, pinch of water. I should have started there so I can work away from it. Now if I'm going to do that, I'm going to put my things there. So I'll just have to carry on further down here. Bit of ochre. Sloppy. Get quite a thick line with a number 3 or 4 rigger. I'm just trying to show, as you can see, some distant stuff catching the light through the middle there. Keep away from that for a minute. I want that to really dry before I go back over it. So we'll put some more of these in here. A great inspiration to me is an artist called David Dipnall. A lovely painter of English landscape. I can only do an impression of all this. I can't do any great detail, and as you know, I'm not one for detail. I'm certainly one for bodging the detail, making it look as if there's a lot there when in fact there isn't. Painting these very faintly to give an impression that there's some distance in here and some distant trees. So far so good. Right, let's do a bit of foreground stuff now. Like coming down into here, we'll put in some within one. Oh. I'm not too sure about that. A bit too heavy, a bit heavy-handed. That's once I put some little white flecks in here and there now, I'm just going to dab my brush in. I'm sure there's some white flowers like ferns and things with bits of white on. Nice and light on here. Just putting some leaves on, or a little darker there, they won't show. A bit of burnt sienna, burnt umber, pretty yellow. There's a lot of yellow, a bit of black. It's got to show, the light green won't show against the sky, the lighter sky, so a little there though. Look out for the light spots. Mostly detailing and titivating, so I'm just going to put some more of this on, and then I'll call that a day for the, well, call it the end of this video. Nice light leaves. Just a few. Don't want to overdo this. Very easy to put too many on. It's just a spring day, spring morning in the Surrey hills. Oh, we can put, where you've got a darker background, you can put in a brighter leaf colour. Crimson in there, I think. Just putting in some background leaves. Put some nice bits of light in there. Okay. Well, that will do for part 2, I think. Just a bit of titivating around these trees when they're really dry, then I can drag over. A bit more detail, and then we'll see what it looks like. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.